Welcome to Daily Life Connection. Thank you for joining us again today as we continue to explore the heart of God. Yesterday we began talking about Jehovah Raah, God our shepherd, the Lord our shepherd. And I want to continue with that today. There's just so much in that particular concept of who God is that is so rich and deep. I want to come back and revisit it today with you. And we'll take some time to look at a second side of God our shepherd. And that is the God as a shepherd. God as a shepherd will get us where we need to be. Now, in Jesus' day or in the Old Testament's day, the shepherds, one of their major responsibilities was to make sure the sheep got where they needed to be. If they needed to be in a pen at night, in a sheepfold, to be protected from the wild animals and so on, then it was the shepherd's responsibility to get them there. If they needed to go farther up the hillside to find better pasture land, it was the shepherd's responsibility to get them there. You see, sheep just weren't smart enough to think, oh, it's 5 o'clock, we need to head for the pen. Or the grass isn't very good here. There's a meadow around this other side of the hill. Let's go over there. Sheep didn't make those kinds of decisions. They just didn't get where they needed to be. They would get themselves in trouble more often than getting themselves to where they ought to be. And so the shepherd's responsibility was to get the sheep where they needed to be, to the right pastures, to waters. You're hearing the theme? Psalm 23. When we need green pastures, the shepherd's responsibility is to get us there. When the sheep needed water, the shepherd's responsibility was to get them where they needed to be. When they had to go through the dark valleys, the deep dark places, it was the shepherd's responsibility to do whatever was necessary to get them through that to where they needed to be. So God as Jehovah Raah, our shepherd, it reminds you and I, he will get us where we need to be. Now, the end of Psalm 23, I will dwell in the house of the Lord all my days or forever. That's the ultimate destiny of the shepherd leading the sheep. The ultimate destiny, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The rest of it is the journey in between. The shepherd with us on our journey, the shepherd who will get us where we need to be. The good news today is this. He is our shepherd. You see, it's like the Father, when Jesus came, the Father is saying, Jesus, go get my sheep and bring them home. Go get my sheep and bring them home. The Luke 15, the shepherd seeks that sheep until he gets them home where he needs to be. The shepherd will get us where we need to be. That is awesomely, wonderfully good news for you and I in our daily lives. You see, it relieves us of that pressure of thinking, I've got to stay on the path. I've got to, gritting our teeth and it becomes a dutiful, duty-bound kind of trudge rather than a joyful dance to the king's home and getting home. If we think it's up to us, you see, the good thing about the sheep is when they've got a shepherd with them, they're not worried about their next field of grass or the next brook to drink from, because they just trust the shepherd will get us there. And so they lead a carefree life. The good news about the shepherd being a shepherd who will get us where we need to be, it removes that care, that burden of our responsibility to get home, to get where we need to be. You see, the shepherd knew exactly where the right field was, the right brook was, the right pen was. He knew exactly where the sheep needed to be. And he was duty bound. It was his responsibility to get them to that place. That's the wonderful news for you and I today, is that as we walk through life, we have a shepherd. Excuse me. We have a shepherd who is going to get us where we need to be. And we have a shepherd who's going to get us home. Amazing news. Jehovah Raah, the God who is our shepherd, the God who has a passion to gather his flock and to bring them home, to bring them into his presence. Jesus said it in John chapter 14. He said, I go and prepare a place, and I will come again, and I will take you to be with me. You see, there's the shepherd getting us home, so that you may be where I am. He promises that. And he says, and I'm the way that's going to get done. I'm the way that that's going to happen. That's amazing, wonderful truth for us today. Jehovah Raah, our shepherd, who is passionate about getting every last sheep home. Let's relax in that and rejoice in that today. And we'll talk again tomorrow.